So can you tell me the first question an interviewer will ask you as soon as you sit down for a job interview? So tell me about yourself. Oh, So tell me about yourself. Well, I was born in Houston, Texas, on the southwest side of town, where I went to Klein Forest High School. I later, after graduating, attended the University of Texas in Austin. My favorite class at UT was Calculus 1 and 2. I think Calculus 2 I enjoyed better than Calculus 1. But at any rate, I forgot to mention, when I was in high school, my favorite class was PE. Who doesn't love PE? Well, my favorite color is blue. I love the way it brings out my eyes. And ever been on an interview and you weren't quite sure how to state a 60-second or less compelling elevator speech about yourself that would wow the recruiter? Well, stay tuned to the rest of this video so that you can learn how. Welcome back to Fit with Tiff 100. Tiffany Chanell here, and as the CEO and founder of Money Makeover Ministries, I have helped many of my clients dating back since 2005 on how to enhance their education, their finances, and their career. For more detailed information on how I've helped my clients and how you can obtain a free guide to making your money over, please visit moneymakeoverministries.com. And who doesn't like something free, right? Alright guys, so what is this talk about this elevator speech? Well, whether you are on a job or internship interview, or even if you are what people would normally say is on an elevator with maybe an executive, you may run into leadership at your company and they may ask you how things are going on your job or how things are going within a particular project. You want to be able to give them a compelling 60-second or less elevator speech, because it typically takes 60 seconds to get to the next floor on an elevator, and that's why it's called an elevator speech. There are 4 points that should always be made when you're giving your elevator speech. Point number 1, introduce yourself. You need to state who you are. Someone who is interviewing you for a job, please know that they're also interviewing plenty of other people. I speak from experience. Dating back more than 14, 15 years ago when I was working in Big Four consulting, I would interview various students for jobs and internships. And because I was going through so many different resumes, it always helped when the person that I interviewed introduced themselves. I'm actually now working in the oil and gas field, and I still work as a recruiter where I am interviewing people for internships and jobs, and it never fails that it's so important for people to introduce themselves when I ask, so tell me about yourself. So that's point number 1. Introduce yourself, state your name. Point number 2, give me a little bit of background about yourself. However, the background needs to be applicable to what we're discussing. So if you're on an interview and a recruiter or an interviewer is asking you to tell them about yourself, when you give your background, you don't want to go on and on and on about different things such as your favorite sport, your favorite hobby, your favorite color, your favorite class in college. You don't want to do that. You want to quickly state your background that is applicable to the job that you're interviewing for. So let's say you have multiple degrees. Let's say you have 2 bachelor's degrees and a master's degree. And the job that you're interviewing for is only applicable to one of your bachelor's and your master's. You don't need to state all of your degrees when you talk about your background. Only state what is applicable. Same thing when you're on an elevator or talking to an executive. When you're talking about your background, maybe some things that you've done on a particular project that they've asked you about. Maybe you'd say, "Hi, my name is Tiffany Chanell, and I'm currently working on XYZ project as the project manager. And this project has currently been going well. It's currently on time and under budget, which is great. And we're foreseeing that the project is expected to end by such and such date. Here are some of the achievements that have happened during the project." That is talking about a little bit of background about you being the project manager and how the project is going. But if you notice, I stuck to what that question was asking and made sure that my answer was applicable to what my environment was. Whether it's an environment where I'm talking to an executive about a project he asked about, or if I am talking to an interviewer about myself, which would be applicable to the job I'm interviewing for. Now, I do want to mention that during point number 2, where you're providing a little bit of background about yourself, you may decide that you would like to provide some context around your background. Let's say you graduated from a university that is a small university or a private university, and maybe the person interviewing you is not as familiar with that school. You can provide a little bit of context and state, "Well, I graduated from such and such university, which is known for or specializes in," and you want to make sure that whatever it's known for, whatever it specializes in, that it is applicable to your job. And that's how you provide context. Now, point number 3. This is when you ask or request something that you need, if applicable. So if I am talking to an executive and he's asking me about a project, maybe there's a decision that I need for him to make in the next couple of weeks, I may state, "Would you mind if I reach out to you or your assistant in the next couple of days? I'd like to set up some time so that we can discuss this project in more detail because I do need a decision from you in the next couple of weeks." That is your ask. Or if you're on a job interview and you would like a position with a company, your ask may be, "Would you mind if I follow up with you in the next couple of weeks on next steps regarding this particular job? I'm definitely interested in a position with your company." Or if you just want to know more about a particular program at that company, maybe there's a program that you're really excited to get involved with, you could ask for their business card to see if you could follow up with them to talk more about their program. Later on in this video, I will show you the right way to state your elevator speech in 60 seconds. So point number 4 and the final point is the closeout/follow-up. Well, what this does is it lets the interviewer know that you appreciate the opportunity to interview for the job and that you will be following up with them in the coming weeks to touch base on next steps and in case they have any further questions for you. Or, as I mentioned before, if you're talking to an executive while at the office, you could let them know, "I will be reaching out to you or your assistant in a few days so that we can set up that meeting to talk more about the project, and that way I can get your feedback and approval for the next steps of the project." So these 4 points are the key points that you want to make when you are stating your elevator speech, no matter if you're on a job interview or if you're at work and you're talking to a leader at your company. So again, to recap, Point number 1 is introduce yourself. Point number 2 is state a little bit of background about yourself. Point number 3 is go ahead and make your ask or request. And point number 4 is for you to close out and state your follow-up. Now, at the beginning of this video, you did see the wrong way to state your elevator speech. So now I'm going to show you the proper way to state your elevator speech in 60 seconds or less. So tell me about yourself. Well, my name is Tiffany Chanell. I graduated with my bachelor's in business administration with a major in management information systems from the University of Texas at Austin. I later obtained my master's in business from Rice University, which is well known for their entrepreneurship, finance, oil and gas, as well as analytics programs. I have over 11 years of Big Four consulting as well as oil and gas experience in the IT compliance and data analytics space. I'm interested in knowing more about your data science program at your company and would like to exchange business cards if that's okay with you. Great, thanks so much for your card, and I'll be sure to follow up with you. I look forward to speaking with you more in the future. Well, my Fit Fam, thanks again for sticking with me to the end of this video. And because you did, you now have the tools that you need to be successful in coming up with a 60-second or less compelling elevator speech about yourself. Please don't be a stranger. Follow me on all my platforms at FitWithTiff100 on both Instagram and Facebook. And if you like videos like these, I am doing a series. Please give me a thumbs up and like this video. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you're not already a Fit Family member. And share this content with whoever you think this could benefit. And definitely comment down below if this is the type of content that you'd like to see. And then also, if this video makes sense to you, if this elevator speech and the steps that I provided make sense and you believe you could go back and come up with a 60-second or less elevator speech, comment down below maybe a $sign for Money Makeover Ministries. If you give me a $sign in the comment below, that lets me know that this type of content definitely made sense to you. And also, please don't forget your free guide to making your money over. That free guide can be found at moneymakeoverministries.com. Well, take care, my Fit Fam, and always remember to stay fit in your finances, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.